Hey, everybody, welcome into the building, okay? Listen, happy Thursday. I'm trying to make sure I got some clothes on over here. Let me fix myself up, okay? Happy Thursday. It's Trending Topic Thursday, and we have some good stuff to talk about. It's good, but it's sad. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm pulling this information from the news, okay? So we got to talk about it. A mother and son do the unthinkable. A mother and son do the unthinkable. Now, you know what? You want to know why a lot of these kids are messed up? Because their parents are jacked up. And you know what? I'm telling y'all right now, it is time to have these parents go down with their kids. You want to be a piss poor parent? So guess what? When we come to lock up your kid, you're going to do some time too for being stupid, evil, and mean. We're going to talk about it, okay? The mother and son want to take a life of a young lady, and she was a mother of a 2-year-old. You going to unalive your baby's mother? Kind of grandmother are you? But we'll talk about it, okay? We are also going to talk about who we going to talk about here. We're going to talk about the this man at Barnes and Noble. Man at Barnes and Noble. He got a fetish. He going around just sniffing women, taking a sniffy sniff. What kind of stuff is that? And then we got this problematic soldier who unalived his wife. Unalived his wife. I'm telling you, people are sick. And like Denzel always say, we got to stay prayed up because, honey, evilness is all around us. Okay? Evilness is all around us. Now, listen, guys, do not cheat the diva. Do not cheat the diva. And I'm going to thank y'all again. Okay? The diva's at 30K strong. We're in the building with 30K strong. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for coming out and hanging with me every night on the Diva train at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, I love y'all. So y'all know what I need because the platform is packed. Okay, the platform is packed. Come on, Debbie Lowe. 30K and counting. Okay, end of the year, we're going to hit 100K. Now, listen, people, my platform is packed. Thank you, Leah. Y'all know what y'all got to do, okay? Yes, okay. Come on now. I'm a diva doll for life. You better come on, Dr. Love. I love that. That's cute. All right, guys, listen. Y'all know what I need. I need a what? A choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. I'm about to board this train for Trending Topics on Thursday night. And the platform is packed. They bought their ticket and they purchased their ticket early. Now, y'all don't cheat the diva. Y'all out there that's outside on the platform that's going to be just chiming in, make sure you hit that like button, people. Purchase your ticket. Now, I'm going to bring the peeps in the building, okay, because they here and they ready. Hey, Robin.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna stop dyeing my hair and become a great Devo, okay?
Ooh, you better talk to the people. I'm trying to tell you. Come on in the building, peeps. Come on in the building.
Hey, Diva.
Okay. Hey, Justin. Hey, Wayne. Denzel.
Hey, Diva.
In the
Hey,
building.
Diva.
Hey. And Dr.
Come
Love.
on, 200K by December, yes.
Come
Come
on
on
now.
Hey,
now.
Diva. And
Hey.
panel.
Hey,
Hey, can we
everybody.
hit it 100? Can we hit it?
E got married, honey. E got married. The Don, you got a wife. All right now.
Okay.
The
Can we
Don
hit
got a
100K?
wife. Here
Can we hit
comes
one?
the bride.
Okay.
Here comes the bride. Listen, somebody's trying to get in the building, but the platform is packed, okay? The platform is packed, but I thank y'all for being here, okay? Because we got stuff to talk about. All right,
Hey,
let
Diva,
me
can I
just
say
give
something
you
real quick?
give me 1 second, Dustin. Let me just give y'all a little update. And the update is Lenithia Leaks. Lenithia, Nene Leaks. She responded to the lawsuit that was out. She never said, "Oh, I don't owe the money." She never said it wasn't so. What Lenithia said is, "I didn't sign the lease. Greg did." Now, heavenly birthday to Greg. But why would you put that Why you gonna put
Close your mouth, Ariel.
Yeah.
why you gonna put that jacket on the man that ain't alive? Why would you do that? Okay,
She threw him under the
all right,
bus.
Leah. Okay, Leah, I'm gonna move on. You right? Okay, I'm gonna let it go. But how you want? Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Trifling.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay, but I just had to give you the update about Lenithia. Okay, all right, saying that it wasn't me. It's my husband signed that lease, and it ain't got nothing to do with me. Child.
But with her name on the bar though. Really, girl?
Come on now.
Ain't your name? Ain't it called Anithia? Child girl, bye.
Is that
Way
the
to
girl
go,
by?
Nene.
Now
Way to go.
let me just ask you this.
Now that wasn't the bar, that was the swag boutique.
Yeah, listen, let me ask you this though.
Oh, okay.
Sure,
it was the swag. Okay.
I'm sure his name was on that house, but she sold it though, right? But we'll carry on. All right. So anyway, she said her man signed the lease, not her. All right.
Can I just say something about
yes,
that, Diva?
Go ahead.
What I was gonna say about that, if somebody signed the lease and if you're married to somebody and they're gone, she has to pick up the pieces and pay the rest of the money because she was married to it. So it's just as much as that's just as much as hers as it was his.
Not so.
Well, let me tell you this. Here's the deal. You know what? The judge going to hit the gavel, and we shall know soon enough. Boom. All right. And if they didn't have a case legally, I don't know. But stranger things have happened. But I don't know if the judge would have let the case even be up in the building if it was just not legal. Okay.
Got a question
Okay.
for you.
But we shall see. Because Leah said, leave Nene alone. Flip said, Nene is innocent. So I'm moving on. I just provided a little update saying that Miss Lenithia and Leek said it wasn't me who signed the lease. They need to speak to Greg. So, whatever cemetery he's at, that's who they need to speak to. Okay.
Nikki said that Candy pay her taxes yet.
Oh, she's tried it.
Does Candy owe taxes?
I never heard anything.
Yeah, she held her taxes for a while. I was just.
You gotta show me the article.
I'll send I'll send it to you, Diva.
I go by articles, and there was an article saying the Lenithia and Leaks.
I'll send it to you, Diva.
Send it to me. Okay?
Hey, Diva.
Send me the proof. Hold on 1 second. Send me the receipts. Send me the proof, and then I will talk about it. So Dustin, yes, and then I'm gonna get into
last thing I want to say is can we hit 100,000 subscribers before my birthday of February 28th next year?
Yes. We're gonna do that. We're gonna work on that. Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate you. All right, let's get into this first story, okay? Because this first story is unbelievable to me. It is unbelievable to me. And this is a person who had no business being a mother, okay? Because they say the apple don't fall far from the tree, right? And in this case, it really didn't. This mother is psychotic, if you ask me. So her son had a girlfriend. The girlfriend had his baby. I guess he was sick of paying the girlfriend and the baby for the baby, whatever the case may be. And he thought the answer was to unalive her. Now we're going to get into this story and then we'll talk about it. It's super, super sad. Let me just make sure I pull up the right one because I have so many stories here. Okay. And in my opinion, I seen that email pop up. I ain't messing with you right now, Candy. Okay, don't do that.
You told me to send it to you. I
just don't do that. Okay. Police say text between mother and son state plot to unalive a woman as long as you don't pow me. This is what the mother said. I don't care what you do to that chick, but when you go to aim, don't make a mistake and pow me. According to police, Keith Agee asked his mother Sheila to send the address of the Home Depot where the woman was working, and her name is Brooklyn Sims. May she rest in peace, and my condolences to her family, her friends, and unfortunately her child, who now doesn't have a mother because of the sick puppy that she had a baby by and his mother. Okay. After a man was arrested and accused of unaliving the mother of his daughter in Florida, police claim a text exchange shows that his mother helped coordinate the unaliving, and authorities have charged the man's mother with first-degree murder as well, and rightfully so. Okay, so the Sheriff's County office released a text exchange allegedly between Sheila, who's 50, this is how she's acting, right, and Keith, who's 20, in which police claim the mother encourages her son to unalive Brooklyn Sims, the mother of his 2-year-old daughter. So you're going to tell your son to unalive your grandbaby's mother? Like, you're sick. Sims 18 was pow to death while working at Home Depot on August 11th, the sheriff's office said. Keith was arrested on the day of the pow-powing that unalived Sims and injured 2 others, okay, in Florida. Later, the suspect mother was arrested in Washington County, Alabama, and charged with the unaliving for allegedly helping to coordinate the crime. The murder itself is unbelievable, but to know the mother knew about it and helped coordinate it is incomprehensible, the sheriff said in a statement. In the text released by the sheriff's office, Keith appears to express that he wants to pow the ex-girlfriend, I'll say. As long as you don't pow me, his mother said. Now that's the mother and the son right there. What a disgrace. An absolute disgrace. In her purported response, Sheila writes she knew where the victim was and would pass along the address. So he needed the address to where the girl was, and the mother provided it. She says, I'm on the way. He says, I'm on the way. Send it, Keith writes, referring to the address. Sheila then writes that she's going to delete the text from her phone. Well, she's a big dummy. Okay, the two went back and forth with Keith repeatedly asking for the address. Keith then asked if he would have to go to the back of the store to find Sims, to which Sheila replies that he wouldn't. The text conversation ended with Sheila writing, do whatever you want to do. It don't affect me either way. Wow. Both of them are now in custody. Okay, in jail, being held without bond, according to the jail records. It's not immediately clear if either has entered a plea or retained an attorney. Okay, Sims' friends and family paid tribute to her in Alabama, according to the news. Her personality, the way she would make you laugh, she could light up the whole room, her brother said, right? A GoFundMe was set up for her. They said, we want to remember Brooklyn as the light she really was on this earth. The organizer said, anything will help. And then they asked you for more. I need to bring up, I'm sorry, I must have clicked out of it. I got to bring up this text exchange because the text exchange is horrible, people. Let me just find it because I have to go through this where
and she had a protection order out on him.
Oh, the girl did. It's so sad. I'm going to pull up the text exchange. Y'all give me a minute, but while I'm pulling it up, do me a favor. Go ahead and talk, Robin. What are your thoughts?
It boggles my mind that in this day and age, there are so many people who don't seek any reasonable resolution to their issues. You know, people don't go fist fight in the streets. They always want to get a weapon of some sort. Now, how many lives are now ruined because of this action? And what could this woman have done that was so horrible that he felt the need to eliminate her from the earth? My only concern is that the pair of them are in the jail right now because I don't know. I think that I would love to see them under the jail or in a prison where somebody could wail on both of them and take them down a few pegs and maybe out you didn't hear me say that, but not good. Don't like it. Don't make no sense neither.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So thank you, Robin. Let me just go through this text exchange before I come to you, Royer. Okay, so this is the text exchange. This is her son, Keith. He said, SHIT ain't done nothing but cost me money. and gave me a blank. I'm fitting to just pow her. I know I hate that for the daughter, bro. Like I said, I can't take it. I don't give a F no more. Okay. This is his mother. Okay. This is his mother. Okay. I'll call you and tell you, MF, if you want to go to jail, I'll tell you when you get close. But if you don't come unalive her, you are MF and B. This is his mother. If you don't come and do it, then you're a B. That's what his mother told him. She said, don't call Nanny. Okay, that's her mother. And tell her she will try to talk you out of it. Keith, this is the boy. I'm not even going to tell her why I left. I'm just saying I'm going to go to the dentist. This the mom. Don't even go there. She won't know you left. Don't she said don't pow at my MFing car. I don't want to die. This is what the mother told him. He said, I'm not. She said, wait till I put her out, okay, of the car. I guess she's talking about. He said, I was going to wait till she got out. The mother says, okay. Bro, that's another thing. If she don't get out that car, mama, I have to drag her out. Or can I'ma ask you to step out, cause I'ma open the door just to pow her. The mother said, as long as you don't pow me. This is the mom. Hell, if you getting off work now, I'll give you the address here, and you can ride over here and just do it, so you don't have to do it in front of the daughter. Keith says, send it to me. She says, we're just in what is that? We're just in what is that? How do you say that? Pensacola,
Florida.
Thank you, Pensacola, Florida. Thank you so much, Wayne. He says, I'm on the way. Send it. She says, hold up. Let me get it. Erase the text, because I don't want nobody to know I was texting your stupid behind. I'll say it that way. He said, I already deleted mine. Trust me. I'm not going to say anything about this, even talking, whatever that is. What's the address? She says, I can't wait to get back to that store to give you the address, because you're going to have to pow me today. I done told you about cursing me. He says, all I want is the address, mama. I know I'm done talking. I'm done talking enough. I know what's going to happen, and I'm okay with that. I done already been thinking it through. And the only way for me, I don't know why you so quick to start, sugar honey iced tea with me, bro, again, must be scared of Brooklyn or something. I don't know. And he says, she going to be on the floor, right? Waiting on you. I'm saying I'm going to have to find her in the back or something. No. Okay. Stay out my way. I am. LOL, man. Get off my phone. All I needed was the address. Leave me alone. Finish your work day. And you is to I forgot just me, whatever he's saying. So that last thought of her knowing she effed and the regret in her face will be enough to satisfy me. I don't give a F. What she seen when she's when she dead. Yes, the F she do. How the F I'ma pick up when you sorry. This is just so sad. Trying to go gamble or hang in Jackson and she don't pick up the phone. Nah, that ain't even gonna fly. She just died before I let that continue. The mother says, okay, I don't care. Do what you gotta do. I don't give a F, because I'm going home today. Not to hell or to jail. Keith said, good for you. Sheila, the mom says, okay then, stop texting me. I'm working. Do whatever you want to do. It don't affect me either effing way. Keith was arrested shortly after the Pow on Friday and charged with aggravated battery and homicide. Jail records show he remains in jail, no bond. The sheriff's office announced Monday night that Sheila was arrested in Washington County, Alabama, for principal to first-degree murder and will be extradited back to Florida. Her arrest came after, look at this sick woman. Her arrest came after she attended a balloon release for Sims for the girl, okay, in Alabama. You went to you talking about, come on.
And she was holding the baby, Diva.
The doubles. You holding the baby. You go to a balloon release acting like you care. knowing that you participated in this, told your son you don't give a F, and told your son that he would be a B if he didn't kill her. Roy, what are your thoughts?
This is really, really sad. This is what I talk about, when I say parents supporting their children doing crime. You need to go to jail. You need to be just as responsible, if not more responsible, because you as the adult are egging on this crime. Like, you are like, these text messages is literally like, she specifically told him, do not tell Nanny because she's going to try to talk you out of this. So you have talked him into doing this as his mother. I just think that sometimes we forget how crucial a parent, a parent's decision over a child really affects that child. Like, some children will really do anything just to please their parents so that they can, stay out of the fire of their parent. And so now this young man has gone to do something that, in my opinion, from everything that I hear, she has kind of talked him into making him wanting to do this. Like, I'm a little confused on exactly what this individual has done to him so much. You know what I'm saying? To me,
yeah, I do.
Like, she was putting all of her grievances on him and making it seem like it was his problem when it's really her issue with this chick. Whatever happened to sitting down and having civil conversations? Whatever happened to, if I have an out with my brother or my sister, we need to talk about it. There is just like, it's just like nobody cares anymore. It's just like, I want to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, and that's what it's going to be. And then people think that there will be no consequences to it. It's just like, what do you think? Like, who just really sits around in their head thinking that they're going to take somebody out and then be like, okay, I'm going to be able to wake up the next morning and go on about my life? Like,
so what could be worse? Like, but I'm gonna let you finish right here. What could be worse, no matter what this chick was doing or how much money she was taking from you, or whatever the case may be, it's better to be behind bars the rest of your life than to let her live her life? It confuses me. But go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. It's definitely confusing. It's messy, and unfortunately, like I have said before, because of Shanquilla and them not doing anything about that, people think they can now just walk around doing whatever they want to do and getting away with it. That's why it is important for people who commit crimes to go to jail, or whatever the repercussions may be. They need to report to those repercussions at the highest level, because we are just in a society now where people just don't care. They don't care. And we have to do something to gain back control so that we can feel that we're in a safe environment, to be able to live in every day. I'm at the point where I don't even want to have children because I don't want to bring people into this world that we are in. I can imagine what it's going to be like when I'm in my 50s and 60s.
Yeah, it's very sad. Rainy Day, thank you for this information. She said the pound occurred in the store. And I think because part of the cryptid, diabolical text that they was doing that was full of just, ebonics.
Well, no, at first she told him to hit him in the car because they drove there together.
Yeah, but I think, though, she said, like, that's why he kept saying the back of the store, the car. But I think because the mother she wanted to make sure she didn't get hit. He just said, she's like, oh, if you could come now, just come now. And he got in the store. And I guess that's why other people got hurt, too. But both Brooklyn and Sheila were working for a company that did contracting work for Home Depot. He called 911 and turned himself in not too long afterward. Like, what was your point? Like, you would rather be in jail and have this girl unalive than let her just live her life? I don't know. So now the poor baby girl has no mother, no father. In my opinion, you're up.
This is why Alabama needs stricter laws for people that DV. Because upon looking at his background, he has had 5 DV cases on 5 different women, including her, to the point where he was choking these women, throwing things at them. everything. They all had protection orders. And she had this protection order since this baby was 2 months, and the baby is now 22 months. So I fought Alabama laws because we don't protect women.
Well, you add a whole nother layer to it, in my opinion. So you know what? Not that is going to bring their sister back or daughter back or whatever, but her family needs to sue the freaking state because she had a order of protection, and then you said there's evidence that he's just been terrorizing females his whole life. You know what?
Yes, he's had 5 different protection orders on 5 different women within a span of 3 years.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Do you know if any of these other females have his kids? Have a kid by him too?
No, they don't have kids by him, but they did have protection order, and one actually moved to Florida to get away from him.
So he was a menace to society. Whew. Dr. Love, what are your thoughts?
Oh boy. I would like to say that this mother is sickening herself.
Yes, she is.
To say that it seemed like he was close with this girl, seemed like he was dropping her off at work. Then you at the balloon release with balloons and the baby, like that mother to me is sick. Um, Something is like not wrong with her, but just like
No, you are correct. Something wrong with her.
it's hard to think of like somebody would do you as a young girl or another woman this away, but it is outright sickening to me that this mother did all of this. If you think about it as you being a mother, like, and even if you have a daughter, to say another woman done this to, like, would do this to your daughter or do this to another woman, like that lady was sick. She knew her son was sick and she went right along with it, to say, yes, kill her. Yes, unalive her. Yes, do whatever it is you need to do. Just don't get me. To say another thing, like as you read through it, it also told me as you read through the text message, they've been talking about this.
Yeah.
This boy been contemplating this and been excuse me, talking about it to his mother. So
Yeah.
they've been talking about this. So it's sickening. And
Yeah.
that's about it. Yeah.
And you know what? Nana, the grandmother, know that they ain't right either.
Mm-hmm.
Because you say, because whose natural reaction would be, don't tell Nana because she would try to talk you out of it.
That's another clue to say they've been talking about it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They've talked about it most likely in front of her or mentioned the hatred level they had toward this girl or some other things they probably was trying to do to people. And the Nana like, no, 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 she the sensible one. So yeah.
Ooh, Rebels, you know what? That we could probably have a whole conversation on this another day because there's a lot of men that get down outright evil and pissed off over this child support thing. But God bless your daughter's father. When I filed for child support for my daughter, her father was all right with it. Until this day, I am so grateful that he did step up for our daughter. Praise the Lord and amen. See, a lot of people, there's a lot of feelings around that, but like I said, that could be a whole nother conversation for another day. But child support, it protects the female too, because if you got to sit there and constantly call somebody and beg somebody, you need $50, $10, this dollar, whatever, versus every week the child support just comes to you automatically. But like I said, that's a whole nother story for another day. I think this thing was layered with him and this girl, but I do believe it probably did have something to do with the child support because he kind of alluded in there something about the money, something about her not picking up a phone as if maybe she might have been with somebody else. But he's just the mother and the dad evil, evil. Wayne, what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I think they both should be charged with first degree murder
Yeah.
and get life without parole. they can get rehabilitated in jail and stay in jail.
Mm-hmm.
And this boy been getting, it was like, how dare you ask me to take care of my child? Because I'm sure that's what it was about. Because people get funny and act stupid when you ask them for money, or you
Mm-hmm.
ask for your money, or to take care of your kids. Okay, this mother is a disgrace,
Mm.
and this boy, I, his mother is probably he was doing the dirty work for his mother
Mm-hmm.
because she encouraged it. Not like, son, don't do that, don't do that. This can be worked out, like a real parent would do. Would talk him, say, no, you can't do this. You're gonna mess up your life. He's a pretty boy too, so you know what that means, right? All that stuff he was doing to them women, slapping them, treating them bad, and everything. They got a place where he's going for him,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he gonna have to endure that for a long time. He gonna be told to shut up. He gonna be told to speak when to speak, and they're gonna be told to bend over when they want him to bend over.
Mm.
He's gonna. This is just. I mean, somebody who done gone to work and think they going home, they're gonna have a nice day, they're gonna sit down and enjoy their child. This is just irreconcilable. I mean, I don't understand it, and this has been going on forever. Like I told you about the lady, the daughter went home and told her mother that a guy, whatever, and she went up there and did the thing to him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These are horrible parents. I bet this woman's mouth is as filthy as a sewer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I bet people don't want to be around her. This boy didn't grew up in that, and unfortunately, he got old enough and he was able to make his own decisions, and they both going to have to suffer the consequences.
Mm-hmm. And she's 50. She's a fool. She's a straight fool. Because
Oh
she's
yeah,
not getting out. The rest of her, but you know what? That's exactly where she needs to be.
she do, she do.
Needs to be there. And there was a disservice to his son. I would like to know, out of curiosity, like what happened in her life. Because how can you be this evil? She said it ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't care what you do to her. It's the mother to your grandchild.
Did
She
she
was
have
talking to him like she was his equal, like they was buddies.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
did
But
she
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
did she have other kids by any chance?
I
Do
was
you know
I
that?
was thinking that in my head. I don't know. If somebody knows out there, let us know that she do. You know, in my opinion?
No, I didn't go that far down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just wonder too, right? Because God only knows if she raised some more. God help him if she raised some more.
She ain't got no husband. Don't sound like it.
No, she's sick. But you know what? There's some
No, she ain't have no husband. I do know that much.
yeah.
Okay.
There's some females that they treat their male sons like their husbands. Do you understand
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
She's psychotic.
Mothers raise their daughters and love their sons.
Yeah, you can love your sons, but I set my son free now. I ain't getting that deep.
You're
Like,
not supposed to be in love with them like that.
You're not one of the crazies.
yeah, like
You're definitely not one of the
psychotic.
nutsy ones.
She's psychotic. I mean, go ahead and do it. I couldn't believe the text when I was reading it. Dustin, what are your thoughts? Cold
My
blood.
thought,
Yes. Go
my,
ahead.
I'm sorry, David. I interrupted you. You can go ahead.
No. You're good. I was interrupting you because I called your name. Go ahead. You can go.
No, I'm sorry. Okay. My thought to this is I'm going to say this before I say what I was going to say. It is very sad, and the parents need to be, as much as he's going to get in trouble, she needs to get in trouble too, because I don't think this is very sad for me and very emotional. Why would you do that to some to your relative? I don't know how she was raising him up, Diva, but it's very sad for something like this to happen. Why would you want to do that to anybody, let alone somebody in your family? That is just downright awful, in my words, and it's downright crazy.
Yeah. Chi-Town, sorry to hear this. She said, Diva, I was in a very similar situation a long time ago. The only difference is that I'm alive to tell my story. Thank God. I also had an order of protection put on the person, and he violated it twice. You know what? Most people that have order of protections, is very sad to say, the person does violate it. They don't give a darn about it. That's how sick they are. It's very sad. Most of the times what those order of protections do, it kind of just unfortunately gives the police the number one suspect when if something does happen. It's like you really got to get an order of protection, but then protect yourself. It's very sad. Very sad. Leo, what are your thoughts?
Once again, it's sad, and it brings me. I've lived this, not the same way as Chi-Town did, but one of my really good girlfriends, me and her had been friends since we were 12, and the last thing she said to me, I think I was about 30 and she was about 31 or 32, almost 32. Get ready to turn 32. She was 31. I had moved away. She was still in the hometown. Her and her husband was getting a divorce. They had 3 kids. The youngest one was 3. And he was upset. And she said to me, she was afraid. And I was like, you are afraid? I said, you need to leave. You need to leave. And I had already moved away. And she was like, Leo, everybody ain't like you. Everybody just can't pack up their stuff and leave. And I was like, okay. Okay. Next thing I knew, her husband didn't unalive her. Her father-in-law unalived her point blank in front of her 3-year-old child in the chest. The repercussions, what people don't seem to get is that, yep, this family is in turmoil, but it's still a child, 22 months old. There was Brooklyn's mother that's probably going to have to raise this child. This whole family was destroyed, Diva. She had 3 kids. The oldest one turned out great. The 2 youngest ones, terrible. Her ex-husband on drugs. And he never was a drug addict. The whole family was destroyed. Right? There's a special place for this mother and this son, for them people, because they just destroyed their own family.
That part.
It happened in 2005. It is now 2023. And I have seen the future of when stuff like this happens. I've seen the future. These people are destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how do you even start off life, Leo, when your mother is gone, the person responsible for being gone is your father, and your father's in the jail? You're gonna grow up conflicted. Do you, when you old enough, if he's still alive, do you go there, see this man, and ask him why? Not that that's even going to help you. But do you see what I'm trying to say?
You don't even know where to begin. This 22-month-old not going to know her mother or their mother, not going to know their mother, going to know the circumstances that the father was behind the unaliving. Terrible. The mother orchestrated it. The grandma, terrible. Who do you trust? How you build family after that? How you stay connected with family after that?
Who, I don't want to take the train off the track, but you know who had the nerve, who wanted to be in his son's life after he was responsible for unaliving the mother, that Ray Caruth?
Yeah, he did. He did.
And I think he got the rights to see the son, right?
He did. He changed his life. But that child is sickly.
I know the whole story. And I know somebody that did time with him, and they had their own feelings about the case, but it is what it is. But I in my mind, I was like, how do you get to see the boy that he's probably like that because of you, and his mother's not alive because of you? So imagine if
Well,
he ever gets out. Do he gets to be in his 2-year-old daughter's life? Now, I
he
mean,
probably still have parental rights. He probably does.
unbelievable.
Chris, they need to terminate those parental rights. Period. Point blank.
You are. I feel that way,
He
Robbie.
won't be getting out. He did it in Florida, so he gonna have to deal
I
with
would
Florida
do it
laws.
symbolically. Symbolically, it worked for me. I'm
And
so
quite naturally,
sorry.
Florida laws got that literature, and they just signed a new rule in April, so he won't be getting out.
Okay. Plan B, it's all the states. My cousin was unsliced. Oh my God! While 8 months pregnant, he got 40 years for her, nothing for the baby. I'm so sorry to hear this. So the baby didn't make it. His mom helped hide him for 3 weeks, and the state did nothing. My condolences for that. That is so sad. See, the thing is, though, this is where I say to people, and I'm being very serious. I'm being very serious. I'm gonna love my son. You can't just turn off love, but I ain't hiding you, and you ain't hiding up in this house. No. I no, not me, not me. I'm not doing that because I ain't gonna be able to sleep at night. I'm already not gonna be able to sleep at night because of what you did. I'm not gonna really lose sleep because I tried to hide you. But you want to know what?
And you ain't.
Go ahead.
And you ain't gonna use no electronics in my house. You can't use the computer. You can't use the phone. You can't use nothing in here. You got to go. You got to keep moving. You can't even get nothing.
No, you got to go. And you know who was helping hide them until they pretty much got away with it? The people that was involved in the Shanquilla situation.
Yeah.
And you said those people that was grazed by the bullets need justice too. They do. They do. But I like you said, in my opinion, because it's happening in Florida, you're saying they have very strict laws, they're going to get what's due to them. But
Well, Ron DeSantis just did he redid the death penalty rules, and he made it a lot stricter. Now you don't have to have a unanimous vote to get the literature. You can get 8-4.
Wow.
And the only problem I have with that is I don't mind the death penalty. Just make sure you unalive the right person.
Yeah. I got my feelings on that, but I don't want to take the train off the track. But these two right here, oh, they're evil. They're evil. Beyond evil. Eve, what are your thoughts?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, I got something to say, and y'all ain't gonna like it, and I'm gonna say it anyway, I'm gonna stand my ground. Okay?
Okay.
Y'all give these men too much power. Y'all fight for these men to have so much rights, and then it backfires. Because anytime we talk about a black man being the father, oh, well, no, we need to do this and this and that, y'all automatically give him the benefit of the doubt. Y'all fought and marched and done so much that even with Tory Lanez, that's the first thing that judge said when he was given the sentencing. He said, well, I find this hard to believe that this father and this good guy could do this. Forget all of that. Just because you are a father, that doesn't make you anything more than what you are. You're a terrible person. And when we say that mothers love their sons, but we raise our daughters, that's the same thing these men do. They love their daughters to a certain degree because a lot of them are still misogynistic and they don't raise their sons. They poison their sons because if men raise their sons, then a lot of us women wouldn't have to go through the things we go through. Do you know what I mean? So, my point to that is this. When it's about the child support, I understand men get very, very touchy about that. And they've conditioned the women in this society that if you're a real woman, you won't put a man on child support because you can do it on your own. I've seen that so many times. See, I don't play with no man. I put you on the child support. I let the enforcement office deal with you because I'm not calling you and asking you for anything. It's just going to be in the account, right? This mom, like you said, Diva, earlier, she's in love with this son because the fact that she would even sanction that and give her approval, she doesn't even have respect for motherhood. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
And so my issue with that, and why I went there with the we fight for men to have too many rights as women, because the black men didn't go and fight and march for fatherhood rights and parental rights and this, that, and third. It was the women who did that. It was their mothers. And when you unalive a child's mother and then you still get parental rights, the system is broken. They don't need any rights. You don't need any rights.
Mm-hmm.
And we do ourselves a disservice by saying we need to stand up for black fathers and putting other mothers down in this type of situation. Because I understand what you're saying about the penalty in Florida and how it's changed and this, that, and the third, but we know how Florida truly feels about our kind. And I just really feel like, yes, this family is forever changed, but in order for the next time for something like this to happen, we need to make sure that not only can the father not see the child, but you do need to go down there to the row. You do need to see that chair with the light bulbs on it. Yes, you do. And I think it's wrong. And I think if it's all about child support, that's a further reminder to women to stop getting with these men based upon potential. Stop getting with these men who don't have any money or who are selfish with money. Because as a man, you should be proud that you're able to support your child. You should be proud that you can put the money in the mother's hand. You should be proud that you are providing financial assistance, because that is what a man is supposed to do. And the fact that a lot of men have a problem with putting money in women's hands, I feel like we have a problem in society and we're traveling backwards. I hope that the mother and her son, I hope they both see the chair with the light bulbs on it, and I hope a good family adopts this child, because this child doesn't need to know, these children rather, don't need to know anybody in this family, because it's too corrupt, and these kids need a chance. Do you know what I mean?
I do, but the mother of the girl who got unalive is capable and should be able to raise her grandbaby, right?
Right.
And here's the sad part about life. Most people, even
Brooklyn Mama ain't here no more.
huh?
Brooklyn Mama's not here anymore.
Ooh.
Oh no.
It's just
So,
her sister and her cousins.
or
Wow.
maybe her sister can raise the baby. Here's the thing, right? People, crazy people, they know how to act sane when they need to. And no matter how much we pray, and sometimes we unfortunately we run into the wrong person. And that's why when you do eventually see red flags, you can't question yourself. You got to trust your own instinct and believe in your own instinct and leave it alone. But when you have an interview, give me 1 minute. When you have a person as such who every female he's seen the encounter with, they got a restraining order, they move him to another state to get away from him. This man is sick. But like they say, that apple don't fall too far from the tree. That mother's diabolical. She's sick. She's sick. I mean, I've seen parents say, "Oh, you better go back there and beat that person up, or I'm gonna beat you," and it kind of starts there, right? When you give your child unrealistic coping mechanisms to problems that arise throughout their life, what happens is that's how you learn in your adulthood and your rest of your life how to deal with problems. If I'm teaching you to deal with your problems with violence when you're not with me, most likely when you have a problem that you need to deal with, it's going to be in violence. If I teach you that you need to talk things out and figure things out or something, so forth and so on, that's what you're going to pretty much probably do when it comes time for those particular situations. So this child is not hard to figure out why he did it, because we already know that mother is psychotic. She's sick. And to say that you don't give a darn what happens to this girl, to give him the address, to say that and to help him plan, because y'all was going to do it in a car, but you was like, wait till I get out. And he was like, well, no, I'm going to tell you to get out. Then I'll open the door. And because because he was like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Period. Point blank. I'm going to do it. And so to be this sick, I think even, listen, they both need to, like you said, get the chair, if that's what the case may be. But and if it's not, they both need to spend their natural life, the rest of it, up in the jail. I actually prefer people to live, but this is just my opinion, because every day that you're in that jail, I want you to be reminded of why you did and what you did. And I want you to be miserable behind those bars for the rest of your natural life. Because I feel like the easy way out is for them to put you in that chair and put you out of your misery. I want you to suffer in that jail for the rest of your life and to think every day about what you did to that girl and to your daughter. I mean, how sick is that? But the thing swapped up a little bit. I think, Denzel, I'm up to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to ask you a question real quick, Diva, before I give my opinion. Was Brooklyn and the mother and the dude, were they all in the car together?
They wasn't in the car. It happened in the store. They was planning. Um, they was planning the situation, and they was planning in several different ways. But she said, in part of that, those ridiculous texts, she said, "Well, if you coming now, pretty much she'll be in the store." Because he said, "Do I have to go to the back?" And she said, "No."
She was the man. Was she the manager?
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Well, you know what? This is a that I heard this story. This story it it made me mad because first of all, you telling your son to unalive her. If he doesn't do it, he's the B word.
That part.
And then yeah, and this is the thing. And see, this is my opinion. What he should have did was he shouldn't have listened to her. I know it's easy said and done, but he should not have listened to his mother. What he should have done, he should have called the police, called call his grandmother
Well,
and
well,
let.
wait, hold on, though, Dustin. I mean, Denzel. The thing is, though, it's not like the mother just started the conversation. He wanted to do it. And she just
Oh,
encouraged the path of what he wanted to do. He was like, "I don't care
oh,
what you do. You can do it. Just don't get me." So it's not like
oh.
he just went to him and started off, "I need you to take this girl out." He wanted to do it. He was pissed at the girl. And remember, this young man had she had a restraining order against him. And now, in my opinion, told us that other females also had a restraining order against him. So no, this is not just
Okay.
waking up saying, "Go do this." No, he wanted to do this. He wanted the girl unalive. He said, "I can't wait to see this girl's face when I take her out." That's evil.
You know, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Well, first of all, rest in peace to Brooklyn, and condolences to her family and friends, and to her daughter, the mother, and him. They need to go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
They go into prison. And why are you going to tell your son to do something like that? And why would he want to do that? Like that to me, that makes me mad, because it's like, oh, you smiling in their face, but then behind their back you plotting to unalive them. And then she got him so she already had a restraining order against him, so, and then he was being violent to the other women like that's really messed up. So what needs to happen to them, they need to go to prison, and I hope they suffer in prison. I hope in prayer, I hope they get beat down. Wherever happened, I hope they suffer in prison, because both of them are demons. They are demons. They are the devil. They going to hell. If they don't get the electric chair, if they don't get that, yeah, they need to be in prison. they need to be in prison to remember what they did to that young lady. They
Yeah.
need to be in there and they need to suffer. They need to get treated the way they treated her, especially him. He treated other women disrespectful and he was being violent to them. He needs to somebody they need to be they need to do the same way he did to those women and the mother too. And
Yeah.
I'm praying for the daughter. I'm praying for her. I hope I hope somebody in the family that will, take care of her. But but yeah, they both evil, diva, and we gotta stay prayed up. We gotta stay prayed up. You gotta be careful who you be around. You gotta be careful who you get in a relationship with. You gotta be careful who you have children by. You can't trust people anymore. I mean, you couldn't trust people back then, but you can't trust anybody anymore now. Because, like, for me now, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it up. For me, that's why I don't trust people, because people are just evil. They snakes, and you can't trust anybody anymore. So we just got to stay prayed up, and that's that. And
Yeah,
that's it, diva.
yeah, thank you. The thing is, though, you never know, right? Because some families, they know their family members a hot mess, and they get excited because they see their family member met somebody nice, and they're praying to God that maybe this person will help their messed up person change.
True.
Some people really know, like, they got a messed up that their family members off the rocker, and then they get with some innocent person that doesn't even know, all the behind the scenes stuff, and the family praying, oh my God, he's finally with a nice girl. Hopefully, this. Come on, Kat. That's why I know. Yeah, yeah. The family knows, and they lying and scheming too.
That's true.
Yeah, it's so sad. So it's like, it's not that easy. I know it's easy for us to say, like, oh, watch who you get with. Sometimes you don't know you sleeping with the enemy until you know.
That's very true, diva.
Yeah, you really just don't know. So it's so sad. My heart goes out. We'll stay connected to this story, but I can't wait to announce that these two got like a double life in prison with no option of parole, because it
Amen.
was just sick. I can't imagine. You know what, though? I will say this. Thank God for technology, because if it wasn't for technology the way that it is today, this mother might have got off scot-free, and she might have been the one raising this granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
You're
God.
right. You're right.
So thank God for the technology.
Thank you.
Because if you
Thank
say
God.
Brooklyn mother is no longer here,
Yeah.
and that is her granddaughter, and she was at the balloon release playing it off like, oh my God, probably like, I can't believe my son did this, knowing that she didn't give a darn and she helped. She might have been the one raising little mama.
So
Another
demon seed.
Huh? Yeah, that part.
Raising another demon seed.
That part.
Amen.
Yeah.
And you can tell too through all them text messaging, them talking. Well, the text messaging, he was disrespectful to her as well.
Yes, he was.
All his life, she begging him not to shoot her. Please don't shoot me. Yeah.
And not only that, she kept saying to him, I told you to stop cursing at me like that and talking that way. They talking like they friends.
Yeah.
Like, he
called her bro. He called her bro. When you call your mama bro?
He called her bro. Oh.
Yes, he did. And she was like, he was like, okay. He said, well, get off the phone then and just go back to work.
Right. He like, I got it.
Yeah, you're talking like somebody said, go pick up something, and y'all planning to unalive somebody.
Sick.
They had no respect.
Psychotic, yeah.
For each other.
Yeah, that's facts. All right. So prayers out to them. So incredibly sad. I'm praying that, justice is served. And I'm praying for the little girl. But I'm telling you, the sister, oh my God, wait, yes, I had to stop using my full name on YouTube because of being stalked by ex. Oh my God. So sorry for that. Yeah, you got to be careful because people are insanely crazy. So I'm going to go ahead.
I'm sorry. Before you move on, I wanted to say one thing. Can I?
Yes.
I kept seeing when I was speaking, someone was saying, "Where's Adele? Where's Adele?" Excuse me, my name is not Adele, and I'm giving it to you real talk. And when we learned that this person had multiple TPOs by multiple women put against him, and I'm telling you that we as women march for men and give our rights away to the betterment of men to our own detriment, I am not being I'm not over exaggerating. It's nonsense. And we do need to be careful and we need to put women's interests first and stop
Amen.
advocating for these men.
Amen. Tell it, E.
Well, I want to say this, right? Because
Our empaths aren't here tonight.
no, what I want to say is that all men aren't bad. And all and
right.
so and there
I'm
are
not saying
I know you're not, E. I know you're not, but I just want to put this out there too, right? I want to say there are some really, really good men out there, and there's some men that they're so good that they will raise and nurture someone else's child that is not their own and do a really good job. And so what this situation is, I think on both sides, whether you male, female, you identify as whatever else you identify as, I think that there's just bad people, whether you're black, white, yellow, orange, male, female, whatever else you may identify as, there's just bad people in the world. And I don't think it leans more on one side towards the other. There are some females that literally drove their whole family in the water and drowned them. There are females that unalive their own kids. So there are females that they should be paying child support and they don't pay, right? So and there are females that have unalived men, cause they was like, if you're not gonna be with me, then you gonna be with nobody. So my thing is, right, when it comes to these particular situations, to me, if you lay down and have a kid, whether you're the male or the female, take care of the kid. You don't want to be with the person you made that kid with anymore, that's fine, but you still have an obligation to the little human being that you made.
I agree, but I do think when I say that we spend too much time advocating for the other side, I'm saying because men already have enough rights and women's rights are being taken away. So I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you that there are some men who do that. But as far as our rights go in the court system, I don't see many men walking around with TPOs against a whole bunch of women. That happens sometimes, but a lot of times men do not go to the courthouse to file TPOs, and they're in fear of their life because they're being unalived by women. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. So it's like there's a balance, right, that has to happen here. And unfortunately, listen, I'm no by no means, hear me out, excusing what this man did to the young lady, but I go back to what the heck was happening in this household. And it was almost like he didn't stand a chance because the mother is off her rocker. And so some mothers get so bitter because the father doesn't stay with them, and their whole life is their whole existence after that point is nothing but bitterness. And my thing is, and this is nothing I ever say pertains to all and everyone, but there are a lot of females, they get very bitter. They get bitter, oh, you're not paying child support, you're not going to see the kid. It's just a lot of games that get played when there's a demise of a relationship. And instead of those two adult human beings getting out of their own way and doing right by the child, it becomes a mess.
I don't consider that to be game.
Hold on 1 second, E. No, Diva, he needs his behind whooped by father, uncle, brother, and some male. Listen, I don't want y'all to get misunderstand what I'm trying to say here. No, the kid, he's an adult now, right? So at that point, you got to, be responsible for your own actions, and you got to try to correct any wrongs that happen in your life. But all I'm saying is, you can clearly tell in this case, What kind of chance do you stand when you got a mother like that? And I won't be surprised if all the other people that he had a restraining order against, when he said he went and slapped this person, and I don't know exactly what he did, but when he said it came to his mother, because I have a feeling he told his mother everything. Why wouldn't he be able to? Because she condoned it all. I have a feeling when he told him, oh, I slapped that hoe, I choked her, I did this or whatever, the mother was like, good, I'm glad. This mother was not a mother. I don't even know what to call her. Yeah, come on now.
Oh, he beat her up too. You can believe
She's trash.
Yeah. He didn't beat her up too.
I feel that way, Dr. Love.
Hey, Adiva, I sent you the memorial clip from the news because they talked to her brother and her cousin and the girl that got shot at the.
Okay, let me see if I could pull that up real quick. Anybody want to say anything else while I try to pull up what in my opinion sent me?
Can I say something else?
One second, I wanted to piggyback on that child support thing and that whole bitter thing, because I do think women get a bad rep for being bitter when filing for child support, and oh, you can't see the kid when you don't pay. No, that's a consequence. And a lot of women do that because they hope that you love your child enough that you will eventually start paying, and then you can see your kid again. We want you to like seeing your kid so that you'll be motivated to pay. And people I think that whole bitter label, because just because we put you on child support, that doesn't mean we're bitter. You're supposed to pay anyway. So if you were already going to pay, then you should be glad. It shouldn't be no love lost because you were going to pay it anyway, right?
Right. No, but don't get me wrong.
Just like it's some bad men, there's some bad women too.
I'm not saying, oh, you should be considered bitter because you put them on child support. I'm a big proponent. Child support for one, because I'm not going to be calling you every time. I'm not calling you for the money, right? I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem though if because somebody's not paying their money, now we're going to punish them. You're not punishing the dad, you're punishing the kid. And so
the kid already punished because he ain't paying.
Well,
apples and oranges.
If I had to give anybody advice as a single mom, I would say no matter what. See, that's why I say the child support will always. They're never going to trump the system when you already got a court order for child support, right? Because that's why it goes in arrears and all of that stuff. So I don't need to punish you. At the end of the day, the money is going to come to me. The money's going to come when this kid may be 20, 30, but I don't care what happens. You get a lawsuit. When that lawsuit comes through, guess what? The first amount of money that you owe in that back child support is going to come to me. Right. Come to me. So I don't need to punish you. Your kid, you the father. I chose you. I gotta deal with my consequences. I chose you. So now that I chose you, I'm not going to try to punish you. You can see the kid. Now, whether the child support came through or not, come get your kid. Come see your kid. I don't care. I need a weekend off too. You coming, taking them for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I see them on Monday or see them on Monday. That's fine. Come get your kid. But I'm not going to block you from getting your kid based upon whether a check came in my mailbox or not. I'm not about that.
Did I say something?
Yeah.
Like, give me a minute, because I believe. Let me just play this video.
Okay.
I hope I'm pulling up the right thing here. In my opinion. Shoot. Okay, let me stop the screen. I gotta pass the commercial first. Dr. Love, I think that was your voice. Go ahead and talk while I pass this.
So what I would say, like for me, as a woman, even having a child as a young lady, in this situation, I would not have put him on child support. I would have removed me and my child from this full situation with the understanding to say, not only have you beat me up 1, 2, 3 times, that I've had to take this to the court, then I had to find out you have 5 other restraints. No, I would have removed myself and my child from this full situation and would have just had to trust God and that my family or somebody else will help me.
But that's assuming that you have the support. But anybody who ever watched Judge Mathis will tell you, Judge Mathis said court ordered child support is everybody's friend, especially the person who has to pay it.
That part.
Because you know what? If you got the dude like Nick, I'm looking for the day that one of Nick Cannon's baby mama get mad at him enough
Come on.
to put him
I
on
don't
the
know if you got the right one pulled up, Diva.
and
That's
I
not
say
it.
and I say
Okay.
that because he says he gives the women everything they need for the kids,
I'm
but
gonna resend it so you can see it.
let
I
one of
think,
them
I
let one
think
of them get angry and say that he owes them. He can say he gave every bit of support, and the judge will say those were gifts. That
that's
was
right.
not support, and they're going to charge him
That's right.
that child support. It's going to be retroactive. So I am in favor, like, because I learned from my man Judge Mathis. Let the government get involved in this one.
So you hear that, Tay, in the chat? Because you sound like a baby daddy on child support. Get on child support. It's for your own betterment. Thanks.
It is the on child support is for the betterment of the person
It's
who's
for
giving up
both
the money.
parties.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's for
I'm,
both parties.
I'm,
I
I'm really clear.
never disagree with child support. I'm just saying I disagree with I'm not gonna hold my child back because the check didn't come in the mail.
All right.
I'm not gonna do
And
that.
for this situation, to say as a young lady, if or you ladies on this panel knew all of this about this guy and all of these madness situation he has going on, you're saying you would still put him on child support, still deal with him, and still allow your child to see him even after he has whooped on you?
See, here's the thing though. I don't want to take the train far off the track, right? Because her situation is very layered. And to go to what Robin is saying, and I get it, nobody ever thinks, not one person who has went through DV really thought that the person was gonna go to that extent, let alone unalive them. There's a true story, and I'll try to look up the woman's name. And she was I want to say she ended up becoming a correctional officer. But long story short, I want to say maybe he was a correctional officer. There was her husband. This man, while she was pregnant, because he kept trying to get back with her. They was married. She was going through a lot of DB. So while she was pregnant with his baby, he was like, come from the hotel, because she finally saved up enough money, took the kids that she had, went to a hotel stay. He called her when he found out she was at the hotel and said, please come home. Because that's what they do. It's a vicious cycle, right? Please come home. I want to talk to you. Fortunately, she had dropped the one kid off at somebody's house before she went there. But she didn't drop him off because she thought anything was going to happen. And she had another kid was still with her. When she got to the door and when she got inside, this man, he put maybe it was a ridiculous amount of bullets in her. And she said, and because he was some type of officer, so whatever type of pow he used, it was silenced. I don't know if he had a silencer on it, but it was silenced because she didn't even realize it went off. She just started seeing the blood. And then all of a sudden, because she was pregnant, she saw her stomach go flat. It came on Dateline one night. So, but again, she said, even though she went through everything she went through with him, she would have never imagined that he would have done that. So they never think, because it becomes their norm, they never think that the person is going to go that far, go to that level, go to that degree. So nobody's first thought is hindsight. You could think anything if you happen to live through it, right? Nobody's ever thinking like this is this, because those people aren't evil 24/7 a day. They go through a roller coaster ride. They gaslight you. They say they're going to change. And then what happens is you're back in that same situation all over again. They're like, I love you. I love the baby. I this and that. Then you do one little small thing, and then you're back in that vicious cycle with them. Let me just see. I'm gonna try to share again, because I think thank you. In my opinion, I think we have the story this time. I think so. I'm gonna play it.
Home Depot in Pensacola is being identified as 18-year-old Brooklyn Sims. We have a copy of the arrest report, and as WKRG News 5's Alexa Daly tells you, it says the victim and the man now charged with murder used to be a couple.
According to an arrest report, 20-year-old Keith Agee was seen walking down aisle 52 in the Home Depot on Davis Highway Friday. Witnesses say that's when Agee exchanged words with a contract worker at the store. The report says he then shot and killed her. Family members Monday identifying the victim as 18-year-old Brooklyn Sims.
We're still looking at the motive, trying to figure out exactly why he did this, certainly why he did this on that date in such a public area. But there was a past relationship, so it is considered to be domestic violence.
Court records show Agee was arrested in February on domestic violence charges in Mobile, involving a different woman, but those charges were dismissed in May. Escambia County Sheriff Chip Simmons encouraging anyone who may be in a dangerous situation to reach out for help.
If you are the victim of domestic violence, whether you think it's a one-time thing or not, you need to call law enforcement because, again, too often these things escalate. And unfortunately, as we saw on Friday, they can escalate to a point where someone's killed.
According to deputies, 2 other contract employees who were working in that same aisle were also shot as they tried to run away. Those 2 workers are expected to survive. Deputies say Agee ran from the store and drove away, but later turned himself in. Agee is charged with first-degree premeditated murder and aggravated battery. Sheriff Chip Simmons says they are continuing to investigate. In Escambia County, Alexa Daly, WKRG.
Ooh, was there another one you sent me, in my opinion, with the family?
Yeah, it was another one.
Okay, I'll go back. Why, if somebody want to say anything while I go to the next one?
Can I say something quickly? Yeah. Wow, she was 18 years old. Wow. Her life was just getting started. You know, like I said, 2 of them, they are trash, and they're gonna get their karma in prison.
Yeah, okay, let me show this one.
Friends gathered for a balloon release to remember her life. They told WKRG News 5's Jeremy Jones.
Yeah, this is the right one.
Brings more awareness to how domestic violence can progress quickly.
Family and friends coming together to remember the life of 18-year-old Brooklyn Sims, who was shot and killed while working at a Home Depot in Pensacola last Friday afternoon. Those closest to Brooklyn describe her as the life of the party and a loving mother to her 2-year-old daughter, Casey.
The way she could make you laugh. She could walk in a room and not say anything and just light up the whole room. I'm going to miss that about her. It's a reason people used to call her my twin. Like, it's not just because we look alike. We act alike, too.
Brooklyn was a soft-spoken young lady. She had a smile that would light up a room. She's a daughter. She's a sister. She's a cousin. And most importantly, she's a mother.
Because the last time I talked to my sister, she just wanted to be a good mother, raise her daughter.
Investigators arrested Keith Agee and charged him with murder and 2 counts of aggravated battery for reportedly injuring 2 others inside the store, according to an arrest report. Investigators say Agee and Sims had a relationship previously, and family says he was the father of her child. Sims' longtime friend and co-worker Xianxing Parnell being one of the people injured inside the store during the gunfire. She was shot in the hand while trying to run out the store.
Bullets ricocheting because they were bouncing off things, and just trying to run. Just first thing telling me move. I actually had to hide behind some boxes, like on the aisle, like where a shelf was. I got behind it and put some boxes in front of me, and I stayed there until some more people came by and they seen me, and it was like, "Come on, we have to exit here."
As the family works on putting the pieces together to make sure Brooklyn's daughter remembers her mother in the future, family members hope her story can shed a light on a bigger issue: domestic violence.
If you are going through something like this, reach out. There are resources out in the community. You can call 211, talk to someone, tell someone, let someone know. Every threat should be taken seriously.
In Citronelle, Jeremy Jones, WKRG News 5.
Oh, thank you. In my opinion, very sad. Um,
And you got to think about it. When she got in this relationship, she was only 16.
Right. I was the math,
Wow.
and he was grown, and he was,
Oh, oh,
and,
I'm sorry.
and somebody signed for that baby when she had it, and it must have been his mother. Yeah, I was doing the math too. Yeah.
Yeah. His mother is just evil. I want to move from this story. It's heart-wrenching, and we're gonna move on. So prayers out to the family. We'll stay connected. And if I get any updates in terms of when they do go to court, keep me posted, in my opinion, when they do go to court, when they get sentenced or whatever. Because these two they're going down, that's for sure. They're definitely gonna go down. So we'll move forward to my next story. And my next story is this predator who is absolutely disgusting. Up in the Barnes and Noble. Okay, he got this fetish and he just sniffing women. So now we can't even go to the bookstore. It's just like total insanity, right? It's sickos out there. It is people that are just so sick out there, and I just don't understand it. Okay, so Barnes and Noble sniffer, man sniffing woman in stores, released despite his history. Okay, so he actually was arrested on a different charge, and they released him even though he got a history. So a California man caught on a viral TikTok sniffing women's butts at a Barnes and Noble was arrested last week, but he already is back on the streets despite a lengthy criminal record. The disturbing clip made the rounds online last week. The man who law enforcement sources believe is 36-year-old, I guess you pronounce his name, Khalees Karan Crowder, is seen going up to women from behind and allegedly smelling them. Okay. According to online records, Crowder was arrested last week for what appears to be a separate misdemeanor incident in Glendale. He was released a few days later. So that is him. You're in Barnes and Noble, you're in the store, you live in that area, watch out. This man he's another one. He's a psycho. What's shocking is that the records show Crowder has a very long history of arrests over the years, but was let go relatively quickly after the August arrest. Every time we talk about certain stories, and this is not just Adele, just in general with this grace, this is why something like this, there's no more grace extended to a person like this. How many times do you have to arrest them? What has to really happen to somebody before we say enough is enough? Okay. Our sources say Burbank PD is currently working on handing over its findings regarding its investigation of the Barnes and Noble sniffing ordeal. The DA, but no charges for that incident was filed as of yet. I actually had the video. I may have to just go back to it. I'll go back to it as we go around so I can show you the actual video that the young girl took, and that she had to say, to the people in Barnes and Nobles, like, we got a creep in the store. As I'm trying to pull up the video, Robin, you want to speak on this story?
Not really. No.
Leo, any thoughts on this story?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. People are sick. That's all I can think. Like, people are really, really sick. And I wonder what crime has he committed that would put him in prison for this?
It's
for
crazy,
sniffing.
right? For sniffing.
Is it harassment? What is it?
You don't
And
see
even
that?
harassment don't end you in prison. You might have to be in the holding cell for a little while. You might have to do some community service, something like that.
Right.
But he is. Oh, I'm so glad he on the other side of the earth. Ooh, diva. Lord have mercy.
Child, it's like you can't even go in the bookstore now. Mind your business. And the bookstore is my home. I love going in the bookstore, just looking around. But like, he's sick. He's sick. But you know what? It starts out little like this, but then what happens when he wants to progress to another level? But you are right. Like, what can we really lock you up for? Sniffing on somebody? I don't know. In my opinion, your thoughts?
I think they need to lock him up, and the charge would be in decent exposure. Shoot, you know what I'm saying? You in my space. I don't understand where these people come from. It's the same as the man that was smacking people booty in the mall. I just don't understand where these people come from. who is up here trying to go to the bookstore to sniff people like that? I mean, please, let's stop. Ooh.
It's disgusting. Hold on. I think I got the video, so we'll show the video really quickly. I believe this is it. Let me see.
I ended up being stalked and violated the entire time. So I get to Barnes & Noble and get my Starbucks. I'm super excited to look at books, but this is the area that it started. I was in this corner for a while and I noticed a guy was staring at me through that little hole. And I couldn't tell if I was being paranoid or if he was just reading a book and he just happened to be in that little corner. Anyways, it felt like anywhere I moved, he kept following me. So I recorded just in case he was trying to say anything or do anything to me. But I definitely didn't expect him to do this. Like, what the actual fuck? And the whole time I'm thinking I'm fine because he hasn't said anything or touched me or anything. But then you notice that he goes over and does the same thing to this girl. And he'll crouch down low and pretend like he's doing something and then smell? I don't know. And the whole time I'm wondering why he's always around me. But this was our interaction.
Don't look like he's smelling hair to me.
I was so freaked out when I turned around and saw him literally under me, so freaking close to me. So I decided to tell the front desk. He's a really creepy guy. He has like these red beads, and he's like pretending like he's tying shoes, and I think he's like smelling people. Maybe like around there. Oh, pull up a manager now. And then I try to walk to my car as fast as possible because I don't want to run into him. So I'm leaving now, but I just watched the video back because I was trying to figure out what he was doing so close to me, and it freaked, like, I'm so disgusted and I feel like really violated, even though he didn't touch me, but it just feels really gross and weird. And then I went up to the front to tell the lady because I didn't want him to do that to other people. And then as I was telling her, he was leaving. And so all she said that she could do was just tell the manager. I waited around a little bit because I didn't want to run into him. And I couldn't even focus. Like, I wanted to get a book, but then I was just, like, my anxiety was just, like, really bad. And, like, also I just felt, like, really grossed out. So I just left as soon as I could. That's literally, like, so creepy. I've never had someone do that to me. It's just really weird. Anyways, at least I got Starbucks, though.
I hear you, Bully. She got her Starbucks though.
I know, right? Starbucks.
That's the positive.
Okay, that's the positive part of that story. She got her Starbucks.
Yes.
Can I say something about Starbucks?
Yes.
I know that I don't know where everybody lands, but I just want to share that my alma mater has banned Starbucks from the campus because of its anti-union animus.
Oh no.
My university is famous for having a School of Industrial Labor Relations, and I recall when I was a student, one of the things that we did at my freshman year is that we organized the dining staff at the university because they were not unionized, and so we have a very pro-union perspective. So I ain't never going back to Starbucks until. I know you love it though. I'm not gonna be mad at you. I'm always gonna love you, Diva.
Oh
no. Leo, I think you spoke on this situation, right, with the guy. Dustin, what are your thoughts with the sniffer at Barnes and Noble? Are you there? Did I lose everybody?
I'm here.
We here.
Okay, yep, Dustin, I see you came off of mute. What are your thoughts?
Okay, I think it's pretty sickening. And that's all I'm going to say that tonight, Diva.
Yes. Okay, good night, Dustin. Thank you. In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
I'm telling you, Diva, he definitely needs some charges. Like, I don't blame that lady. I'd be grossed out and violated too. Like, who gets that? Like, I don't know why people think just because you can be close to somebody, you should be close to somebody. Like, please don't invade my personal space. Like, no, bag up, give me 50 feet. You know what? I'm gonna have to put me a pen on me and say, bag up, give me 50 feet.
Yeah, that part. Wayne, your thoughts?
What did you say he was sniffing hair?
No,
he was sniffing their booties.
Oh, I thought the thing said, I was going to say, look like he's sniffing more than that. that, she has the video.
Mm-hmm.
Then she done told Barnes and Nobles she need to go to the police with the video. Because if he already has charges, okay, they need to know this. If they gotta follow him or do what, because it's sniffing today, tomorrow to be the R word.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna get tired of doing that.
Yeah.
And it's gonna lead to something else.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna the same thing like with the other guy. You see this long rap sheet, but they're on the street.
Yeah.
So they need to be what they need to have some surveillance or something. If you can't arrest them, if you don't have a charge, you can arrest them on, some kind of just light surveillance, because next couple of months we might be talking about this same guy,
right,
for different reasons. And the sad part about it is that, say for instance, Opinion, I use you for an example. Say they walk up on Opinion like that, and Opinion has the pow, and she's scared to death. She go around pow.
Opinion do have a pow, and Opinion will use it.
What I'm saying, and the sad part about, now she got him. Who going to jail? Opinion.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, I ain't going to jail.
Yes, you are.
Because he was invading my personal space.
Hold on, guys. If the man just did what he did, because he didn't even touch her. Now, I'm not saying it's right, but you got to remember,
right,
he didn't even touch her. So, we got to be careful, because even when someone comes in your home, if they're running away, you will get in trouble if you do the pow, and
He ain't gonna get a chance to run away, okay? And I'm gonna tell him I felt threatened. He was right there in my personal space. I got the video right here. What was he doing in my personal space?
Yeah,
but you got but I'm saying that's the sad part about it.
Yeah,
is that the one that should be put away is not
right,
and the one that shouldn't be. Well, you didn't. It wasn't the same force, or you used too much force, or you did this.
It's a thin line. It's a thin line, and it's so tricky, because remember, I don't want to go off the track now, but the one guy from the Alabama brawl, right? Didn't he the one with the chair? He got arrested.
But he only got disturbing the peace, which is a misdemeanor. They ain't want no ride for real.
Something though, right? You see?
Yeah, but let me tell you something. He gonna get off, because let me tell you something. They don't really want that smoke. Okay, they didn't really want to arrest him, and now this thing that went national, they ain't even finna play these kind of games.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it, and that's that particular case. But I think the point Wayne and I are trying to make is it's a thin line between not you per se, but you know what I'm saying, like the person getting in trouble versus the person who should get in trouble getting in trouble, because it's so easy to flip things around. You got to be careful. So all I'm saying is, technically, now, is he a creep? Is he a perk? Yeah, but technically, he's being slick. He's smelling at people. So I think Leo said it, like, what are we gonna lock him up for at this point? It's rough. E, what are your thoughts?
Well, just like I said before, we give our rights away too freely. And this is another example. We keep hearing about these men who have rap sheets already a mile long. So we already know that they are enemies and predators of women and children. And so we don't need to keep calling the police, because the police can't do nothing for us. Because if the police was going to do something for us, these people wouldn't be out on the streets. But again, we went and advocated for this and said, oh no, we need to get rid of the 3-strike rule, and the men need to come out of prison, and we need them back on the street. No, they need to stay in there. They need to stay in there. And when we talk about using the pow, we have to do that as women. We have to arm and protect ourselves. especially with the divorce rate ending in 50%, we have to depend on ourselves. And if that means a few of us have to, do a little bit of time for the betterment of women, then that's the price we have to pay. I don't care if you got to take the cops out of here. We have to get to a point where we say, you cannot sniff me. You cannot touch me. You cannot hit me. And that's it. There's no negotiation about it. And if the police won't protect you, your fathers won't get the job done, then we have to arm ourselves and we have to do it ourselves. It's just no other way around it, because these are not unattractive men who can't go out and get girlfriends. You mean to say, I've seen what the men can get in Atlanta. Homeless men on the street can go out and get rich women, because it's always a dummy that's willing to feel sorry for some man and say, oh well, no, he just needs someone to believe in him. It's always a fool that's willing to believe in a crazy man. So the man that we just saw and the first man that we just saw who pop out the 18-year-old, these are not unattractive men, okay, who can't go out and get girlfriends. So we are in close proximity to our enemies who will stop at nothing to eliminate us. And so the only way out, like Opinion said, you're not going to get the opportunity to turn around and run away, because I'm not going to let it happen that far. I may not be able to get to my phone fast enough to record you, but you ain't getting out of here.
Well, JL say he ain't putting no money on your books.
I'll give a damn.
That's fine.
8-11, not 7. I don't do time either. I do not do time.
Don't do time and you'll get sniffed. I don't do time either, but let me tell you something. If you invade my personal space, I should be able to defend myself. And I'm telling you, if you come sniffing up here, you ready to get snipped.
It's a self-defense thing to me, and I am a survivor of,
So give us a minute, Julius. I'm coming to you. In my opinion, anything else you want to say? I think we got your message. You good?
I'm just saying, dude. I understand what y'all saying. I really do. But I ain't got no M&M chaser for a lawyer, okay? I pay my lawyer every month so I can have them on retainer whenever I need them. But I'm just saying, here's the thing. I'm not going to get no M&M chaser. Trust and believe. Your girl going to be fine. I check those Alabama laws, okay? I need to make sure I'm safe because I know where I stay.
Whew. Dr. Love, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, the first thing I thought about with this, and I will put money on your books. Yes, I will. But the first thing I thought about was that this is not this man's first time doing this.
No.
This is not the only thing I'm quite sure he does or is doing. So he kind of know the laws too, as we see, to say, I'm just gonna fulfill one of my fetishes up in here. And I feel bad because I know when my kids were like in preschool, I always went to Barnes and Nobles, got my Starbucks, and waited for their little 2-hour classes or 2-hour, little preschool to end. So that's awful to hear, but just thank God that was over 20 some years ago. But yeah, that's just a shame that women continuously have to have their space invaded with people sniffing them, taking pictures, which I believe he really had one of them tiny cameras taking a picture up under that lady's dress. That's what I really believe he was doing. Because that's the main thing these men do, and go look at it, or used to with the phones. But yeah, they will stand in line behind you, take pictures of your butt. They sniff you, rub you by accident, bump into you by accident, so called. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, these men, they they need some repercussion, even if it's them doing some community service or something, because it's a lot of freeways with a lot of trash on it that needs to be cleaned. So yeah.
All right, Denzel, your thoughts?
What in the world, Diva? You can't even go to the bookstore to get a book in peace.
That part.
He looked like a creep, and he's trash, and the government the justice system. The justice system is a joke. The justice system, they need to do something before it gets worse, because he's going to do that to the wrong person, and it's not going to be pretty. So the justice system, they need to lock him up, and so he can be in there, and because something is wrong with him. Something is wrong with him in his brain. Something is not clicking. Something, he's crazy. And the government, not government, well, government and the justice system, protect the women. Protect the women. That's it, Diva.
Thank you, Denzel. Saz K said, I once caught a guy filming me and doing sexual things with his mouth at me. I then took out my paper spray, your pepper spray, and detangled it so he could see me, and he ran. Whew, good gosh. The only problem I'm having with this is I don't know what they would charge him on. But see,
Sexual harassment, Diva. Sexual harassment.
Yeah, one of those other charges that he keeps getting locked up for, I don't know, why aren't those sticking? Why is he just getting locked up and getting back out? Julius, your thoughts on this situation?
So y'all gonna think this is funny how I'm gonna start out my statement. But I'm coming at it from the Medea point of view. Remember in Family Reunion when she was talking to Vanessa and Lisa? And Vanessa was dropping the hint of what was going on with Lisa. And Medea was like, when or after his funeral?
Okay, come on.
I am a survivor of, FA. To me, I feel I would be justified, even though it's in a public space, to grab something and defend myself. And I would explain to the officer, I would already have my phone at the ready and sending the video live to the hotline. This is what I had to do. Even if it was just like we saw in the video, still, I am going to defend myself. And we all seen he went and did it to another young lady. I have sympathy for the young lady who took the video because she was in shock. And you can see it in her man. She said, did this really just happen? Like, he didn't, the T word her, but she was still violated. She was still harassed. And in a way, I'ma say it. She was the A word, to go along with the harassment. She was that. If she wanted to, she was already recording. That recording would have been her evidence. She would have had every right to defend herself. Every right. And I don't want to think bad of the bookstore, but it didn't seem like that lady cared too much. Oh, just tell my manager.
She said she was going to tell the manager. So here's the problem, right? Here's the situation. All of your feelings I have too, but just be mindful of the laws wherever you live. And I'm being very serious, because the last thing you want is for you to be in the wrong for somebody wronging you, right? And this is real talk, right? And so he can lie and say anything, and these people can get lawyers and they will try to prove anything. So my thing is, I would have probably screamed, I would have made a ruckus in that store, like, oh, this guy's doing this, that, and the other, especially because she didn't see until afterwards about him going over there. Well, then she said in the video, I don't really know how it worked. I thought she saw afterwards that, you know, he went over there and did the same thing to the other girl. Like he went over there and he smelled her or whatever, and then he came back to her. And she did say something to him when he came back, and he acted like he was tying his shoe or whatever the case may be. So all I could say is, you know, be careful. Of course, protect yourself. Of course, you want whoever is trying to do something to you, wrong you want something to happen to them. Like you want the proper authorities to get them, because you always want to stop them from doing something to somebody else. But I'm also saying, don't get yourself in a whole bunch of mess. You know, don't get yourself in a whole bunch of mess either.
I do have to say, I want to echo Mr. Denzel, his point. Yes, the justice system is a joke. Absolutely. It is.
Well, you know, I want to run. Here's the thing, right? We definitely, point blank in a period, we need the police, right?
Absolutely.
And when we say, but let me just add this. When we say the justice system is a joke, we have to understand, depending upon, again, where you live, what laws are enacted and all of that stuff, wherever the case may be. A lot of things is dependent upon, there's a lot of judges that if they could have did more to some people that were caught, they would have, but the law only says, okay, in this situation, you can only do X, Y, Z. And as much as there's some situations where we're like, oh, that's not enough, there are other situations where it saved a person that of color because they didn't really do it. And if it wasn't for that law, they might have done more time than they was given, right? So it's like a double-edged sword, so to speak. And I guess because there's a lot of people that I know of that are in the law enforcement, like, you know, as a career, I've seen it work more often than not. The problem with the news, we're always going to get this sensationalized stories, right? Always point blank in a period. But the news doesn't represent even, like, you know, more than 10 to 15 to 20% of what's going on. I'm gonna leave it there because I don't want to be, I'm looking at the time and y'all be kicking me
So
in
Diva,
overtime.
can I say something?
Yes, you can.
So I'm in the staffing industry, right? And so I've hired your felons, your child molesters, your murderers, your rapists, the people who have misdemeanors, and it's a misconception about people who go to jail.
Yes.
People go to jail, they don't care nothing about going to jail. Like everybody is under this impression that when they go to jail, they're gonna be so sorry, they're gonna be so upset, they're gonna get no. They in jail with other predators just like them. They going on vacation, they going on a holiday.
Some of them.
They in there with other like-minded people. People like us care about going to jail. People like us care about going to jail. Right. People like that young man that just got pow his baby mama. Oh, you can look at his face and tell he don't care nothing about going to jail. He'll do 30, hands down, 30 years.
Right.
He probably will get brutalized, and he will brutalize others.
Yep.
That mama, she'll be in the state penitentiary running her whole block because she a demon. And she'll take that whole spirit and be running the whole block. Women will be in that block scared of her.
Yeah.
That's why they gotta get the chair.
It's a mixed bag. You know, and again, because I promised myself I didn't even think I was going to be on this long, and I cannot get to the last story. So now I guess I got to cut it down to what did I have 3 stories? I don't know what I did here, but I guess I got to cut it down even more shorter. But I will say this: the problem I have with the chair is the people who supposed to get the chair normally does not, and the people who not supposed to get the chair normally do. And
that part,
once
Diva.
you,
That's
yeah,
what I
and once
said.
you unalive the person, if you find out later that you had the wrong person, you can't bring them back. And so there's
And nobody cares.
And nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. So there's so many people, like the laws are just so evil and crazy. There are some people that legit they only had enough MJ, if y'all can follow what I'm saying. They only had enough MJ to really feed their own habit, and they went down as if they was a kingpin drug dealer. And there's others who were a kingpin drug dealer, and they run in the streets. So it's the law is just it is crazy, and there's so many things that need to be reworked with that. And I always go back to, there was this young lady, a black girl. She grew up in two-parent household in the suburbs. She begged her parents. They didn't want to send her because this wasn't what she was used to. She begged her parents, and I'm trying to get her name in my head. She begged her parents to let her go to a historically black college. She went, but mentally she wasn't ready because she never really was ever in an environment as such. Even though she was black, she was never in an environment that where she was around her own people like that. Got there, long story short, she ended up not just really getting with a drug dealer, she ended up getting with the drug kingpin. When they was the FBI had their eye on him, like they was trying to take him down, maybe even right before she even really got with him. Long story short, she got pregnant by him. They was the FBI. When the FBI is involved, you know what they say about the FBI. 9 times out of 10 or 10 out of 10, you going down because the FBI don't fool around unless they got all the evidence against you. So they were following him and what do you call it? Like telling him or whatever the case may be. So, and because she was very naive, every time he got locked up, the people sent her with the money to go get him out. How you coming somewhere with $15,000 cash? Now they looking at her. Now they looking at her. So long story short, when they got the whole ring, because he ended up being unalive, and so her parents was begging her to just say what she knew. She kept standing by her man. Then finally, when she was ready to talk, they didn't give a darn because he was unalive, so it was too late. Well, that chick got time as if she was one of the main dealers, and the girl never dealt a day in her life. She ended up getting pardoned years later, but her parents had to raise the son. Very sad story. So a lot of people, when we talk about these sentences and rules, they're only going to impact certain communities. They very rarely ever impact the people. Come on, Kat. I love you, girl. It's always somebody in the chat that's connected with me. Come on, Kat. That's her name. That's her name. She ended up, I want to say, if it, Kat, maybe I don't know if it was Obama. She got pardoned or whatever that situation is. That's how she ended up getting out. But yeah.
Well, to be sure we get the right person, do like in my opinion says, get them right then. Don't even call the police. Okay, just get them right there.
I'm not. Y'all know I'm not subscribing to that thought process, but I hear you. I think this is her name. I'm trying to look up if that's her. But we're closing out, guys. I really believe that's her name, right? She served, well, then that's not the one then I'm talking about, Kat, because this girl served more than 6.5 years. I really thought that was her name. I'm trying to look it up. But
is that the one Kim Kardashian got off?
No, wasn't Kim Kardashian that got her out. I thought it was
Wayne talking about Alice Johnson. That is who Kim Kardashian got off.
Yeah, let me see. Kim Kardashian's college shooting. Oh, well, you know what? I'm sorry, Kat. Let me just show this to you over here. President Clinton. Thank you, Kat. Kat, that's her. You're talking about. I thought she served more than 6.5 years because I know the parents had to raise her kids, her son, because she had a son. So Kimber Smith went from college student to drug dealer's girlfriend to DV victim to federal prisoner and was sentenced to 24.5 years in prison. Kimber's case drew support from across the nation, often labeled the poster child for reversing a disturbing trend in the rise of lengthy sentences for first-time non-violent offenders. Kimber's story was featured on a variety of television shows and several publications. The support prompted then President Clinton to commute her sentence on December 22, 2020. If she only served 6.5 years, that's not bad. I really thought she was in there longer. But
she was blessed now. She was blessed. I'm telling you.
You gotta look up her story. It's just, it was wild. Yeah, she was sentenced to 24. Thank you guys. But yeah, her story was very heartbreaking. And when I tell you, her parents they was begging her, and then she was in a prison because she went to HBCU and she wasn't nowhere near like her home, and so she was in prison down there, and the parents had to drive and fly and all of that just to visit her while she was in prison while raising her son, because she was literally pregnant when she got caught up in all of this. And because she got more time than some of the other people. You know what, Pretty Me J? I don't remember. I just know she went to a historically black school, and she got more time than some of the people that was actually in the ring.
What? That's
because
sad.
they get so mad. The prosecutors get so mad when you don't know anything and you don't have nothing to tell. They say, well, we're going to give you these football numbers. We're going to throw the books at you, and you don't have anything to give them because they be so mad.
Yeah. Was it a movie? If it was a movie, I never saw the movie. Okay. But listen, guys, I love y'all. I'm not doing the last story because we're going to be here till tomorrow if I do. So thank you guys for being here with me. I hope y'all hit that like button. I'll see y'all tomorrow night for Trending Topics on a Friday. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Good night, y'all. Bye.
Love you, Diva. Love y'all. Y'all have a great night. Bye.
We're going to actually end the live this time because